The path least traveled is often the one that shapes us the most. Sigma males, you've always felt different, haven't you? Not in a lost-in-the-crowd way, but in a way that challenges the norms, makes you question everything around you. You've never followed the herd. Instead, you walk your own path. And in doing so, you've encountered problems most people can't relate to. People misunderstand your need for independence, label your silence as aloofness, and fail to see the depths of your self-sufficiency. But here's the truth. Being a Sigma male isn't a curse. It's a superpower. You embrace solitude, yet it doesn't make you lonely. You see the world differently, and that gives you an edge in navigating life's complexities. The struggles you face shape you into a stronger version of yourself. If you're ready to dive deeper into the unique challenges only Sigma males truly understand, this video is for you. Don't just watch, reflect, embrace, and take action. Your journey is yours to lead. The world doesn't define me, you define your world. Let's get started. Number 1. Constant misjudgment as arrogant or aloof. Being misunderstood is a reality Sigma males live with every day. Their preference for solitude and silence often leads others to label them as cold, arrogant, or even superior. But the truth is far from those assumptions. Sigma males aren't withdrawing out of disdain for others. They're simply selective about where and how they invest their energy. In a world that rewards constant interaction, loud opinions, and endless networking, Sigma males are an enigma. They don't feel the need to announce their thoughts or prove their worth through showy displays of confidence. Instead, they observe, listen, and think deeply. This quiet approach is often mistaken for indifference, but it's actually the opposite. Sigma males value their time and relationships too much to waste energy on shallow interactions or meaningless chatter. The misjudgment comes from society's inability to understand a mindset that prioritizes depth over surface-level connections. People are quick to assume that a lack of constant engagement means a lack of care or interest. The irony is that Sigma males often care deeply. They just express it differently. They're the ones who show up when it truly matters, offering solutions or support without seeking recognition. This misinterpretation can be frustrating. Being viewed as aloof when in reality they're just conserving energy can make Sigma males feel isolated. Yet they rarely explain themselves because they know that those who truly matter will take the time to understand. Sigma males thrive on authenticity, not appearances. Their reserved nature is not a flaw, but a strength, a filter that helps them focus on what truly aligns with their values. While society may not always understand them, the Sigma male knows that their quiet power speaks louder than words ever could. Number 2. The frustration of being needed, but never understood. For Sigma males, being needed is both a constant and a curse. They're the ones people turn to when things fall apart, whether it's for advice, leadership, or a steady hand in chaotic situations. Their calm demeanor and problem-solving abilities make them reliable, but this reliability often comes at a cost. While they're sought after for what they can provide, few truly take the time to understand the person behind the role. Sigma males often feel like they're seen as tools rather than individuals. People lean on them for their strength, their insight, and their ability to remain grounded, but rarely do they ask, "What do you need?" This lack of reciprocity can be isolating. It's not that Sigma males expect anything in return, they're inherently self-reliant, but the constant one-sided dynamic makes them feel more like a resource than a person. What's even more frustrating is the misunderstanding of their intentions. Sigma males help because they genuinely care about doing the right thing, not because they want recognition or to climb a social ladder. Yet their quiet, understated approach is often misread as cold or transactional. Their depth, their struggles, values, and sacrifices go unnoticed because most people don't bother looking past the surface. This dynamic creates a paradox. Sigma males want meaningful connections, but are wary of being reduced to what they can offer. Over time, this can lead them to withdraw even further, choosing solitude over shallow relationships. Yet, despite the frustration, they persist. Sigma males know their worth isn't tied to external validation. They give not because they're obligated, but because it's who they are. Still, they can't help but wonder, who will ever truly see them for all they are, beyond what they provide? At number 3, the burden of being a neutral observer. Sigma males often find themselves in the role of a neutral observer, a position that feels both powerful and isolating. They sit on the sidelines of social dynamics not because they are disinterested, but because they prefer to watch and learn before stepping in. This vantage point allows them to pick up on patterns, subtle tensions, and unspoken truths that most people overlook. They see the motives behind words, the power struggles in silence, and the cracks forming in relationships long before they become obvious. But this heightened awareness comes with its own weight. Sigma males carry the mental load of what they observe, often knowing exactly what's going wrong and how to fix it. The problem? No one asks for their perspective until it's too late. Their silence is misinterpreted as indifference, and their insights are dismissed until disaster strikes. Only then do people come to them, expecting immediate solutions to problems that could have been avoided. This creates a unique frustration. Sigma males aren't interested in forcing their views or demanding attention, but it's disheartening to see their understanding undervalued. They know their observations could make a difference, yet society's preference for louder, more assertive voices leaves them unheard. Even when they do share their insights, their calm and measured delivery can come across as detached, further fueling the misunderstanding. It's a lonely position, to be the one who sees everything but is rarely invited to act. Despite this, Sigma males hold on to their neutrality. They know their role isn't about seeking recognition, but about staying true to themselves. Still, the burden of seeing so much while saying so little is a quiet weight they carry, often with no one to share it with. Gentlemen, thank you for being part of this amazing community. You are valued. Number 4. Unwanted mystique that attracts the wrong people. Sigma males possess a natural mystique, a quiet, self-assured presence that draws people in. Their independence and enigmatic nature make them intriguing to others, sparking curiosity and fascination. But this allure often attracts the wrong kind of attention. Instead of finding connections with people who truly understand their depth, Sigma males are frequently surrounded by individuals who are either overly curious or simply enamored with the surface-level intrigue of their persona. These superficial interactions can be draining. People approach them wanting to figure them out, treating their complexity like a puzzle to solve rather than a person to appreciate. These encounters rarely go deeper than surface-level fascination, leaving Sigma males feeling misunderstood and disconnected. Their depth, values, and individuality aren't recognized. Instead, they're seen as a blank canvas onto which others project their fantasies or assumptions. This dynamic can lead to disillusionment. While Sigma males may initially try to engage, they quickly recognize when someone is more interested in the mystery than the reality. These shallow interactions feel like a waste of energy, something they guard closely. Over time, this repeated experience reinforces their preference for solitude or selective relationships, as they'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who don't truly see them. The frustration lies in knowing their worth and complexity, but rarely encountering others who are willing or capable of meeting them at that level. The mystique that makes them intriguing to many also becomes a barrier to forming genuine connections. For Sigma males, it's not about being admired, it's about being understood. And until they find those rare connections that honor their depth, they continue to tread carefully, protecting their energy and guarding their inner world from those who aren't prepared to truly explore it. Number 5. Difficulty in balancing independence with connection. For Sigma males, independence is not just a preference. It's a cornerstone of who they are. They thrive on autonomy, cherishing their ability to make decisions freely, follow their instincts, and live life on their terms. Yet beneath this strong sense of self-reliance lies a deep desire for meaningful connections. This creates a paradox they often struggle to navigate: how to bond with others without compromising their freedom. They crave relationships built on mutual respect and understanding, but the fear of entanglement looms large. To a Sigma male, connection often feels like a double-edged sword. While they value intimacy, they're wary of becoming dependent on others or feeling obligated to conform to expectations that might stifle their individuality. This fear can lead to a tendency to keep others at arm's length, creating an emotional distance that's difficult to bridge. The result is often a cycle of frustration. Sigma males may long for deep, authentic relationships, yet their need for independence can unintentionally send mixed signals. They might withdraw when they feel their space is being encroached upon or hesitate to fully open up. Fearing vulnerability could lead to a loss of control. To others, this can come across as indifference or emotional unavailability, even when the opposite is true. This internal tug-of-war isn't easy to resolve. Sigma males are constantly balancing the scales, striving to maintain their independence while seeking connections that don't feel confining. It requires finding rare individuals who appreciate their need for freedom and don't misinterpret it as detachment. For Sigma males, meaningful relationships are never about dependency. They're about shared growth and mutual respect. The challenge lies in finding a way to let others in without feeling like they're giving up a part of themselves, a balance they continue to refine with time and experience. Number 6. Being too ahead of the curve. Sigma males often live in the future, thinking 5 steps ahead when others are stuck in the present. This ability to see beyond the obvious can be a powerful tool, making them natural visionaries. They're not content with following the conventional path. They question it, explore alternatives, and imagine possibilities others haven't even considered. But this forward-thinking mindset comes with its own set of challenges. The problem is that most people aren't on the same wavelength. They're focused on the here and now, reacting to immediate concerns, while Sigma males are already thinking about the next phase, the bigger picture, and the long-term consequences. This difference in thinking can create a gap that's hard to bridge. Sigma males often find themselves frustrated, surrounded by people who can't see what they see or understand why they're not content with the status quo. Being ahead of the curve can feel like a burden, especially when it results in isolation. Sigma males' futuristic outlook can alienate them from others who are comfortable in their established routines. Their ability to challenge norms and think critically can make them seem out of touch or even eccentric to those who don't share the same vision. And while their foresight often leads to breakthroughs, it also means they're often alone in their ideas, at least until those ideas finally come to fruition. This isolation is a double-edged sword. On one hand, Sigma males are driven by their unique perspective, but on the other, they can feel disconnected from those around them who don't understand their drive or their ideas. In the end, being ahead of the curve isn't always an advantage. It's a constant reminder that they're seeing a future that others aren't ready to acknowledge. Number 7. Lack of role models. The Sigma path is one of self-reliance, independence, and quiet resilience. But it's also one that often lacks guidance or clear examples. Growing up, Sigma males rarely have relatable role models to look up to because their way of life is unconventional, even misunderstood. Society tends to celebrate traditional success stories. People who climb the corporate ladder, follow the rules, and gain recognition for their achievements. The Sigma male, however, doesn't fit into that mold. And this absence of role models can leave them feeling isolated and uncertain, especially in their formative years. Without examples to follow, Sigma males must carve their own paths. They're forced to navigate the complexities of life without the blueprint that others might have, which can feel both empowering and daunting. They have no one to show them the way, no mentor to lean on, and no clear roadmap to guide them through the challenges that come with walking a path less traveled. This can leave them feeling lonely, like they're wandering in the dark, unsure if they're on the right track or if anyone else even understands what they're doing. The lack of a relatable figure can also lead to a sense of directionlessness. While they know they don't want to conform, figuring out how to define success on their own terms is a complex journey. There are no handrails, no mentors to offer advice, just the quiet drive to push forward despite the uncertainty. Though it can be lonely at times, the Sigma male ultimately grows stronger from this self-reliance. They learn to trust themselves and their instincts. But the absence of role models makes their journey all the more difficult. one that's shaped by trial, error, and a deep sense of solitude that few can fully understand. Number 8. The pain of knowing too much. For Sigma males, the constant introspection and keen observation that serve as strengths can also feel like a curse. They have an acute awareness of their surroundings, often seeing things others miss. Subtle shifts in body language, unspoken tensions, and the hidden motives behind people's words are glaringly obvious to them. While this heightened awareness allows them to understand situations with a depth few can match, it also brings a unique kind of pain. The issue isn't just that they notice more, it's that they understand the complexities behind what they observe. They can see through facades, catching the lies, the insecurities, the hidden agendas, and the discomforts that others are blind to. This constant insight into the truths people often try to hide can be overwhelming. Every interaction, every conversation becomes another puzzle to solve, filled with layers of unspoken meaning. What's worse is that these realizations are often ignored or brushed aside by others, who continue to operate in the simplicity of their own perceptions. This knowledge can lead to frustration. Sigma males often feel burdened by the weight of their awareness, as they see things that can't be unseen. It's difficult to turn off the constant analysis, the mental processing of what's really going on beneath the surface. They often know how things will play out before they do, and while others remain oblivious, they quietly prepare for what's coming. But this ability to see through the mask can also isolate them. Because they understand the hidden dynamics of every situation, Sigma males often struggle with trust. They can't help but wonder whether people are being genuine or if they're just playing a part. The pain of knowing too much isn't just in the analysis, it's in the isolation that comes with it. There's no one to share these insights with, no one who truly understands the weight of seeing things as they are. It's a silent burden, one that Sigma males carry alone. Number 9. Being misused for their utility. Sigma males are often the go-to problem solvers in both personal and professional circles. Their resourcefulness, analytical minds, and ability to think outside the box make them invaluable when issues arise. Whether it's fixing a technical problem, offering strategic advice, or diffusing a tense situation, Sigma males have a knack for coming up with solutions that others may overlook. Yet this ability to help often leads to them being used, rather than truly appreciated. People recognize the value of Sigma males when they need something fixed, but rarely do they offer the same level of support or reciprocation. They become the fixers who are always expected to have the answers, the ones others turn to in times of crisis or when something needs to be solved. While Sigma males don't expect constant validation, the lack of reciprocity can become draining over time. Being treated like a resource rather than an individual with their own needs is a subtle but consistent burden they carry. This dynamic can create feelings of frustration and even resentment. Sigma males give freely of their time and skills, but often feel like their contributions are taken for granted. They're valued for what they can do, not who they are. This unbalanced exchange can lead to emotional exhaustion, as they constantly pour their energy into fixing problems without receiving the same level of care or attention in return. It's not that Sigma males mind helping. They just wish people would see them as more than a utility. They want connections that aren't based on what they can provide, but on mutual respect and understanding. The struggle lies in the constant tension between offering their expertise and maintaining their own sense of self-worth. It's a delicate balance, and all too often, they feel like their worth is measured only by their ability to solve the problems of others. Number 10. Misinterpreted as emotionless or indifferent. Sigma males are often seen as stoic and introspective, traits that serve them well in navigating life's complexities. But these very qualities frequently lead to a frustrating misinterpretation. They're often viewed as emotionless or indifferent. To the outside world, their calm demeanor and tendency to keep their feelings private can come across as apathy, making it hard for others to recognize the depth of their compassion and investment in relationships. The truth is that Sigma males feel deeply, but they process emotions internally. They don't wear their hearts on their sleeves or react impulsively to situations. Instead, they take the time to understand their feelings, often preferring to express them through actions rather than words. This quiet approach to emotion, however, is easy to overlook in a society that equates loud expressions with care and engagement. This misunderstanding can be especially challenging in relationships. Loved ones may mistake their introspection for detachment, assuming they don't care when in fact they are deeply invested. Sigma males show their love and loyalty in subtle, meaningful ways, through support, dependability, and thoughtful gestures. But because they don't vocalize their emotions in the expected ways, their efforts often go unnoticed or undervalued. Over time, this disconnect can lead to frustration on both sides. Sigma males feel unseen, while others may feel unappreciated. Yet, they rarely explain themselves, believing that those who truly matter will take the time to understand their unique way of showing care. Far from being emotionless, Sigma males simply operate on a different emotional wavelength, one that prioritizes depth over display. Their compassion runs deep, even if it's not immediately visible, and those who take the time to look beyond the surface often discover just how profoundly they care. In conclusion, being a Sigma male comes with its own set of challenges that most people will never fully understand. It's not about wanting to be different. It's about being true to yourself, even when it feels like the world doesn't get it. Whether it's the constant battle between independence and connection, or the exhaustion from pretending to care, Sigma males walk a path that demands strength, resilience, and a sense of inner purpose that others can't easily grasp. But this unique way of navigating life isn't a flaw, it's a strength. The world might not always appreciate your depth, your vision, or your need for solitude. But that doesn't mean you're wrong. Being a Sigma male means thinking ahead when others are stuck in the moment, staying true to your values when everyone else is following the crowd, and being the quiet force that makes things happen without seeking applause. It's easy to feel isolated when you're different, but that's exactly what makes you powerful. You see what others miss, you understand things at a level most can't reach, and while your path may be lonely, it's one that's uniquely yours to shape. So, if you've ever felt misunderstood, like you're carrying a weight no one else can see, just remember, you're not alone in this. Your journey is your own, and it's one worth embracing.